Hello everybody, welcome back to Cooking with Smart, to the golden oldies. And if you are new to the channel, you are also welcome, and please do not leave without subscribing to the channel. It helps me greatly so that I can bring you guys more recipes. So today we are making butter biscuits, 3-ingredient butter biscuits, and that is it. This is quick, more especially because today I'll be using a mixer. You can also use your hands to mix all the dough together, but using a mixer I find it quicker and easier. So a quick run through the ingredients as per usual. Just have flour, icing sugar and butter. That's all you're going to need, right? So this is our icing sugar and our butter, and in here I have flour. The icing sugar and the flour have already been sifted. I just want to make sure that I don't have any lumps in my dough. That's why I sift them before using them. So without any further ado, let's just get cracking with the recipe. So firstly, I'm just going to put in the butter. I've just cubed it. The exact measurements of the ingredients will be in the description. And I'm going to add the sugar just a bit at a time. I don't want it flying all over the place. And I'm going to switch on my mixer, and on medium I'm going to cream the butter and the icing sugar together. Okay, so guys, this is not working. It's going to take a bit more time, so I think I'm going to just use my hands. Okay, looks like the sugar is all absorbed in there, and I'm just going to add my flour a bit at a time. Okay guys, so I think I'm going to try the mixer again. I think the flour is now soft enough, so let's see if it works. Okay, so here's a kicker. Our dough is a bit dry, so what we're going to do to fix that, I'm just going to quickly grab some milk, and we're going to use the milk to help us just form it into a nice soft dough. I'm just going to add a bit at a time. I'm not going to add a lot because you might just end up with a very wet dough. So just a bit to help us bind the dough. Okay, so I think this is the right consistency. So I am going to tip this onto my work surface. You want to try to roll the dough as evenly as you can, just to make sure that you have equal sized cookies so they can bake evenly. And another thing that I didn't mention, guys, I have doubled the recipe just to get a bit more yield. But if you want a single recipe, I'm going to leave single recipe measurements. I'm going to put the dough to the side. We'll get to that later. So I'm just going to quickly spray my pan with a non-stick spray. If you have a parchment paper, use that, as well as the cooking spray. I'm just going to space them evenly so that they don't get stuck together when baking. Great. So I've already preheated my oven to 180 degrees. I'm just going to lower it a bit to about 150, and we're going to bake these for about 10 minutes. Just another tip to look out for, you should know that your biscuits are done when they start turning golden brown on the edges. Then you know it's time to remove them from the oven. So let's quickly dash to the oven. Okay, so there you go. That's your tea time sorted. I made a couple of batches of these. Like I said, if you want to make a single batch, I'll leave the exact measurements in the description box. So now for the tips and tricks, just a couple of things to take note of when making this recipe. Your batter should be at room temperature. Now you guys saw me struggle with my batter. It was a bit hard. I left it at room temperature for a while, but because it's winter in South Africa, it just didn't help much. But just make sure that your batter is at room temperature, but it is not melting. And then the oven temperature is going to be it might be a bit different, so temperature and time may vary. Just look out for the brown edges on the cookies, and then you'll know that they're done. And another thing, if your dough is too soft while you're working your dough, you just want to pop it into the refrigerator and leave it for 10 minutes before you're baking. This will help you avoid the cookies from swelling and losing their shape while they're baking. And like you saw me do, if the dough is too dry, add a couple of spoons of milk just to soften the consistency of the dough. And one last thing, you know that your dough is done, well, the consistency of the dough is good when you start cutting out your cookies, and you have no cracks, you have no cracks around the edges, or there are very few cracks. Then you know that the consistency of your dough is spot on. Now let me just break one for you guys so you can see what we are working with. These are not completely cool. There you go. So that's your biscuit. It's hard, it's crumbly, it's delicious. It's just melt in your mouth. And I hope you guys give this recipe a try. I'm sure you and your family will enjoy it. Until the next time, stay safe.